So you've done all your informational interviews. You've done research online about different possible roles that you're interested in. What now? This is the hard part. This is the part where you have to decide what could potentially be a good fit, and you're not going to know the exact answer. I don't believe that there's a quote-unquote job soulmate out there for anyone. I believe that our jobs involve conscious choices that we make, and that most people have more than one job that could be a fit for them. With that in mind, here's a few ways to reflect on what could be a good fit based on the research that you've done. If you're somebody who likes things laid out for you very concretely, and you don't like to think about your gut and intuition, not that there's anything wrong with that. We're all different types of thinkers, right? So here's a few ideas for you. I've listed a spreadsheet underneath this video, and in that spreadsheet, you can list out things that are important to you. You can list out your values, and then you can rank the different job titles that you are interested in based on whether or not you feel they meet those values from your online research and from the informational interviews. You can also look at different job descriptions online that relate to these job titles and list out the different bullet points for these job descriptions. And then you can rank your interest in a spreadsheet based on how interested you are in each bullet point of the job description. So that's an idea if you really want to get concrete. If you want to think abstract, meditate on it. Listen to how you feel in your body. Listen to your gut reaction. I always tell people to start out with what role could be a good fit, and then move into what industry could be a good fit from there, and then what company could be a good fit. So that's why we're starting out with the roles like I've talked about. Once you figure that out, you can start to narrow things down even further. Just remember, it's going to be a more difficult career transition if you're jumping roles and industry. But if you stay in the same industry, it will make the career transition a little bit easier. At some point, you'll have to take a leap and see what job could be a good fit. You'll have to try it out. And remember, you can always try a job out for a year and even go back to your old job. Or you could test the waters in a couple of other different ways. Some people test the waters by freelancing. So they might learn some of the skills needed for graphic design. That's a great example because there's a lot of freelance graphic design artists. And they might offer up their skill for a couple hours a week on Fiverr.com, one of the websites that allows freelancers to get their work out there. So that's a way to try it out and see if you like it. Another way to try it out and see if you like it is an internship. And you don't necessarily have to quit your full-time job to do an internship. You will have to read in your contract whether or not you're allowed to have an internship or be working somewhere else. But if you're not getting paid, probably more likely that you're allowed to do that sort of thing. So you could even create an internship and work with a company to create an internship that's 5 to 8 hours a week just to test the waters and see if this is something that you might be interested in. You can volunteer your time in that industry or in that particular role. You can continue to connect with people through informational interviews and maybe get a little bit more connected and join some organizations that relate to that position and attend meetings and seminars. Those are just a few of the ways that you can test the waters before diving in and applying to a position. I believe that your values are your guiding star. And that's why I created this program, because ultimately I feel like individuals need to find a role that aligns with their values to feel satisfied, even more so than their strengths. So when you're reviewing these different positions and you're thinking about which positions align best with your values and your strengths too, but most importantly, the values that are your top values, you will want to think about which of these roles include your values in the way that feels right for you. I believe that having a role that aligns with your values allows for individuals to be happier in their career and avoid burnout in the long term.